We're not talking about work.
Fuck.
We're not talking about work here.
Get that off, man.
But we are recording.
We are live.
We are live.
Welcome, guys, to the podcast.
Hello.
I'm Sam, co-host Nicole.
Hi, guys.
And our lovely guest Delia over there at the end. If
you know we
on
film,
YouTube.
right?
Yeah.
We forgot to tell you. I'm sorry.
I mean,
so you can
she
look
knows.
at that.
Camera is on.
Delia,
It's tiny.
Delia is a OG film crawler.
I am.
But also
an OG
friend
of
of
ours
ours.
and colleague, old colleague
Yeah.
of ours. But I haven't seen you in 2 years.
It's
Yeah.
literally been
It's
2
been
years.
2 years.
Yeah,
But,
That's
well,
crazy.
No, not in person, but I feel like with
We
social
live.
media,
You know what's
media,
weird
yeah.
is we know everything. Like I know about your life.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
but
it's like
without,
we're caught up already
Yeah.
a little bit.
yeah, it's like we don't even have to. It's like there's no intros necessary.
Yeah.
like a little
Whatever.
sociology class lesson here. It's weird because like you know I see you and then it's like, oh, I've seen everything for the past 2 years, but I
Exactly.
haven't physically seen you.
Yeah. It's wild.
But you know I'm so glad you came. I know you
Me
wanted
too.
to get on for a long time.
I know. I'm like the annoying fan. It's like, so is it
Emailing
my
in.
turn?
No,
Can
we
you put me on? No, we love
literally you should see because we were like we need to get Delia on.
Yeah.
Um,
We just didn't
scheduling
know when.
sucks. We suck at scheduling.
Between us.
You've already learned that.
Yeah.
We already
I mean,
rescheduled with you.
It's not like I
Twice.
have like a life or like a family
You
or
know.
kids out there. It's
Us
know.
too. It's fucking rough out there.
No, I honestly like
moving
this this takes precedent over a lot of stuff. So
Yay. Oh,
I
that's
just
Oh
wanted
my
to-
god.
And plus,
And
I love
you
talking
picked a
about
good
movie.
movies.
Yeah, you picked a good movie.
I just want to talk about movies.
If you picked like something shitty, we'd be like, oh, okay, well, let's fucking reschedule.
So you do you go to a lot of movies? Do you only watch?
I used to go to a lot of movies, and then like now I have an 8-month-old, so like as you guys know, so and I've tried like sneaking him in before. It just doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
I think
You can always try.
Well, we took Brayden when he was a baby to what was it? It was some like shitty like Marvel movie. I'm just kidding. No,
I know,
It's a
right?
shitty Marvel movie.
No, it
Iron
was
Man 3.
something. It was something like that, and it was like a 2.5 hour long movie. And we brought Brayden, and he was like 4 weeks old. It was the worst decision. So
Oh,
I was
no.
Like, not again. So we don't
Can't
see
sit through
very
them
many.
end credits
I know. I
Yeah.
finally just watched Endgame
for the first time.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to buy that Blu-ray.
It came out, huh?
Yeah, I
We
need
did,
to-
and
I
we
need to
did.
get
we
it.
paid full price with the bonus. It was
You
like,
gotta wait for that Disney Plus.
I know. It was like $30.
No spawns. Upcoming, maybe never.
Disney Plus. Are you guys
Never.
gonna get that?
I'm not.
I don't know. It depends, I guess. On it's the same thing. Like I waited forever to get Amazon Prime, and then I was like,
Same.
oh wait, like maybe I should, and now I'm so happy I did. So it'll probably be the
I
same.
think
sort
I'm
of thing.
barely getting YouTube. Not YouTube.
YouTube.
Hulu. Sorry, Hulu.
I pay for
Like, Oh
YouTube.
shit! It's been years
Well,
since I've
I mean,
seen
YouTube does have a subscription.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that shit. But Hulu, I'm gonna get through Spotify because you can do that, which is like whatever.
Yeah, that's what we
yeah,
have.
they have that. It's like with Verizon Wireless. It's like sign up with
Yeah.
Verizon, you'll get like a year of Hulu and
Oh
Spotify.
shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Everyone
they have, like,
does
this
that.
promo.
I have
Dude,
Sprint.
Verizon's where it's
I have
at.
Sprint. They did the same
Sprint
shit.
can suck dick.
I agree. I hate Sprint. We won't even touch on that. We
Yeah.
should actually
Hey,
do a
no
podcast
spawns.
just about how shitty Sprint is.
Shitty tech companies. That should be our new.
Well,
That's our new
Startups.
podcast. Yeah.
Sprint isn't Sprint anymore.
It isn't?
Oh, they're merging.
T-Mobile.
Yeah, they're merging with somebody.
That makes sense.
I'm
Don't get
kinda
him
happy.
started. You're gonna
I'm
go
kinda happy
this
about
whole this whole thing.
I mean, I had Verizon and I loved it, but
Yeah.
I was paying
So
up the
expensive.
ass for 8 gigs of data when I pay less for unlimited
That's
with
what I was
Sprint,
doing on
and my
Sprint.
coverage is still good. I mean,
See, that's what happened with us is we had AT&T. It was so expensive, and they were like, oh, Sprint, like they're going to pay your cancellation fees. Like, yeah, so we got it. And then I didn't get calls, I didn't get texts, I never had LTE.
Really?
It was 3G.
Ooh.
We
with
had it for, like, 3
AT&T
months.
or Sprint?
With Sprint when
Oh,
we switched.
okay.
And then that's
Gross.
when we jumped to Verizon, and I was like,
Get
I
the
would
fuck
rather
outta
pay
here.
the $200 a month for like phones and 16 gigs and have good service
Yeah.
everywhere than sacrifice.
That's
have to
crazy.
worry about it.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems. Of course, when I went to like Payson to camp, like I had problems.
Even in
but-
Payson, it's not even. I mean, like I.
We were on the
from
rim.
Pine Top. Oh, well, no one's getting
You're-
service.
yeah.
You literally
Yeah,
have
so
to
that's what I'm
send smoke
saying.
Signals to like. Get
That's what I'm
service.
saying.
I
is
got
like,
good service in Heber when I went to Heber,
Yeah.
and that's like bumfuck nowhere.
Well, I'm from Pine
Arizona.
Top.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
I
was
didn't
bo-
know
Yeah,
that.
I'm born here, but I was raised up in Pine Top,
Oh,
so I go up
shit.
there all the time. Yeah, my dad is still up there.
Holy
so.
shit!
I thought you were like from California.
I've never been.
I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, it is.
I think.
I don't know. Is that a compliment?
He's from
I know, but
California, and I love
you're
it.
like from like Sacramento or something.
No,
No, he's
I'm from
from, like-
Southern
yeah.
California.
Oh,
He's from, like,
okay.
a
For
little
some reason,
city.
Temecula.
Oh, well, yeah, you're from like wine country.
Yeah.
That's the spot. I thought you were from like.
The rich zone.
Is
Yeah.
Pine Top wine country of Arizona?
No, Pine Top
No,
is
that's
like
Cottonwood.
meth. That's meth.
Oh.
In
Meth
Cornville.
City of Arizona.
No, the mines.
Dude, Pine Top.
God.
Pine Top just reminds me of The Place Beyond the Pines.
Haven't
I've
seen.
never seen that. And you know
Thank
what?
you.
And you know what?
So now we have
I've
2.
been and I've been meaning to watch. I love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think the problem is like Eva Mendes is like his baby mama, and like that's where they met.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm kind of bitter about it, and
Bit
I don't want to see
low-key.
where the love like grew.
Those
You know what I mean?
sparks. You're just like, what
I'm
the
like,
fuck?
yeah. I don't want to see how it grew.
So what?
Well-
what were you gonna say?
Well, I think you're gonna segue too. I think we're doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, what
But, like,
made you
So
want to
anyway,
do
we're
Looper?
gonna
Yeah.
talk about a movie.
What made you want to do Looper?
Well, do you like Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Okay, I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay.
He, we're gonna go JGL, right?
JGL,
Yes.
yes,
Otherwise I'm gonna
yes.
start, like,
It's too
blending
long.
words.
I'm
So,
gonna trip over my words there.
Oh,
Fuck.
I think because 10 Things I Hate About You. I mean, you guys are
that's my favorite
quite
movie.
a bit younger than me.
No, what?
Well, I'm a baby
Yeah,
apparently.
I'm 30. I'm almost 31.
I'm 26.
That's close.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
He's a baby.
but-
I feel like old
What do you mean? I'm
him.
3 years. I'm a closer distance
Dude,
than
I
you
thought
two.
you're
That's
12
crazy.
to me always.
All right, whatever.
But yeah, so
I
I,
love
think
you, though.
when 10 Things I Hate About You came out, it was like such like a pivotal like time in my life, and he was like such like a cute like he was the boy that every girl wished that they had in their life, you know? Like,
Yeah.
someone was pining for them. And then Alex Mack, I don't know if you guys remember that on Nickelodeon.
Is that his friend? Oh,
Well, Alex Mack was she like had like superpowers from Nickelodeon, but then she played
Shit.
Bianca in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But so I've loved him since then, and then I mean every movie he does is just like so good.
he's my like he's kind of an underdog actor.
Yeah. Did you
He's my
guys see
favorite.
Don John?
I love Don
Is that
John.
the
I think
Johnny
it's so
Depp one?
no, it's the
No.
one with Scarlett Johansson where
with-
he's like a douchebag.
JGL and ScarJo, and he's like a porn addict.
Yeah, he's a sex addict.
Oh, I forgot
sex
about that.
addict,
I
yeah.
need to see
No,
it.
he
I
likes
haven't seen
porn
it.
more than
yeah,
sex.
he likes porn. Yeah, yeah,
Quote in the movie.
yeah, he does. So it's
No hate, no hate.
I don't know.
We're
if
not
there's-
trying to start
yeah,
hate.
I don't know if there's a movie that he's done that where I'm like,
But-
I think Don John's probably like where I'm like,
Iffy.
Okay, so
Weird.
I asked you this a while ago. This was like almost back when we worked together.
Origins? Oh, okay.
And I was like, why doesn't JGL do more shit? And you said he's doing some like
it's hit record.
project thing.
I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
that conversation.
It's
What-
hit
Yeah.
record. So hit record.
He's really artsy.
Yeah, and I actually have an account with them, but I'm not like creative enough to like.
So
give
what do you
content.
do? Explain that.
So you create an account on Hit Record, and it's pretty much for any type of creative outlet, whether you're like a graphic designer or a musician or a drawer or anything. And it's a
Podcaster.
collaborative effort. Yeah, so it's a collaborative
Yeah.
effort, and people can like pick and choose from like, let's say you're an artist and you're like, damn, I would love to turn this into like a cartoon, but I don't know how to fucking do that.
yeah.
So what you can do is you can look for cartoonists who can do animated cartoons and animate your shit. And so it's just like a collaborative thing. So he's been doing that for over 10 years.
Yeah,
Holy
years.
shit.
It's been
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
So I grew up with him on Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how
Holy
shit. Like he had the long hair.
Yeah, he was so
cut it like
cute.
halfway through the series and
Yeah, I'm young.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he killed it because he was also playing the alien that was the oldest of the group. So he was a kid, but he was actually internally the oldest.
Shit, I forgot
Isn't
about
he
that.
in what else is he in as a young
Inception. Oh.
No, as a young
Ooh,
kid.
yeah. Yeah, he was a
was
child
in-
actor.
Yeah,
He's
so.
not-
He
not in
was
the
in Angels
Goonies,
in the
right?
Outfield.
No, he's
Angels
not.
in the
That's
Outfield.
too
Angels in the
old.
Outfield.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've seen that when I was a kid.
Is
so.
that Costner? Who's that?
Oh, I don't
Is
know.
it
It has
Costner?
Christopher
Costner.
Lloyd. I don't know. It has
It's
Christopher
Kevin
Lloyd
Costner,
in
I
it.
think.
Is
Yeah,
it Kevin-
if you build it, they
oh.
will come.
I don't fucking know.
Don't fucking Google it.
But that's Field of Dreams.
Oh, what were we talking about? Angels in the
Out. Can we pop these
My
beers
bad,
real
my
quick?
bad. Oh, yeah,
I need
let's
it.
do it. Let's do it.
All right, ready? Can we do
Go.
a countdown?
Oh,
3, 2, 1.
there we go.
What are we drinking?
Why?
So we were all gonna drink the same thing, but
Yeah.
they
Supplies
ran out. Supplies. This is
It's
the
a
first time.
popular
We
item.
drank all the beer here, guys.
Look at that fuzz, though. It's so good.
I don't know if it.
We've done this one on pod before.
We've
mine,
done both of
so-
them.
I don't. What episode did we do that one for?
A long time ago. I don't remember.
It's already hitting
This
you.
is episode 32.
32.
It's actually pretty insane how consistent we've been with how ridiculous we are behind
No
the
breaks.
And you
scenes.
guys, yeah, you guys
No
have never
skips?
missed a week.
We haven't
huh?
missed it for 32
No.
weeks.
That's insane.
And the only reason
Shit.
everyone can get a little BTS here, today is the day Logan Lucky came out.
Oh, yeah.
Of the time recording this, but Nicole and I are ahead because I'm going on vacation Nicole's going on vacation. We have to record a lot, basically. So
we double up every now and then.
But
so just get ready.
With how freaking random her schedule is and how far I live from her, it's actually pretty impressive how we can come together.
I'm proud of us.
You know,
our
you're
biggest
prioritizing.
Our biggest thing was like, if we're gonna do this,
we have to.
We talked. If we're gonna do this, we can't like skip. Like, we can't be like, oh, we'll skip a week.
Well, because I think we're both the type of people that like if we skip, it will be like, okay, like we'll get lax with it, and we're like, okay,
and then pretty soon you're not doing it.
Yeah, we're not doing it. Yeah.
Right.
So like maybe a holiday break, but I don't even know then.
But even
who knows?
With our quote holiday break, episodes would still come out.
Right.
The plan is to just have it recorded and then
nonstop,
and then we take. Yeah, and then we take like a week or two off because I'm going to be in California or something. Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy. I'm proud of us. And we did this a long time ago, and that's why we're kind of throwing it back.
Okay, but I think it fits with Looper. Do you like it?
Yeah, like what she said.
We're doing Modern Times Telesto.
Like you do like it? Yeah. Okay.
It's an IPA. I didn't know if you like IPAs, Delia.
I hate IPAs.
Like beer.
I like alcohol.
Just give me a can.
Just give me anything. She's the best person to have on the podcast. Then.
Yeah.
And then Nicole, what was yours?
Mine is the Sacred Saguaro Lager.
We did that one?
I'm pretty sure we did for the first Sawyer episode.
We
just
the underwater episode.
Yeah, the underwater episode.
My favorite.
A Vienna style lager.
It's good. If you want to try it, you can.
Okay.
My lips.
Oh, we're sharing. Sharing.
First share on pod.
Let's trade.
Okay.
Okay, actually.
Oh shit! First trade? Is that first trade?
I don't really like either of these. I just
drink it. Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I've already had.
I mean, I don't mind either, but I don't know. I think there's just something. I think
whatever gets you through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, whatever. It's all right.
Yeah, it actually has like a honeyness to it at the end. It's weird.
Modern Times is good.
Yeah, they are. San Diego. What up?
Word up.
PB.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah,
I was gonna say something about the beer.
JGL. Oh.
I was gonna say we were talking about. That's why I liked it. But yeah. I do like this.
What?
Is Looper your favorite JGL movie, or is it your favorite movie of all time? Like top?
It's my favorite time traveling movie. I tried figuring it out because even after watching it, like I've probably watched it 10 or 11 times now. So now it's like gotten to the point where like the allure is no longer there for me, but it's still every time I watch it, it gets me thinking, and I think that's what I like about it is like there's not a lot of movies that I can watch multiple times and be like, this is still really good. Like this is still relevant.
Well, that's the great thing about time travel movies in general. It's like every watch you catch something different.
Right.
Would you classify Interstellar as a time travel movie?
In a sense, yeah.
I was gonna say, would you classify Endgame?
No. Endgame is...
you just watched it, but they time travel.
I mean, they do time travel, but it's like so
But it's like so
minimal.
bare bones.
Well, and that's another thing too, is since it's like... since it's not like focused as like a time traveling movie, it's more of like a superhero, like save the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like
that's
it's
kind of
not...
that's kind of why I brought up Interstellar, because it's not really focused that way, but it ends up being it.
Right.
Yeah, but it
weird.
affects the character in a huge way in that one.
It like opens up your mind a little bit. Well, Looper's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's Rian Johnson. You guys know
Ryan.
how I feel. Oh my gosh.
See, I will just tell you right now, I think that The Last Jedi is one of the best Star Wars. I love the... I think if you watch the old films, right, like A New Hope, the comedy that's in it and the music and like there's like Ryan did such a good job at like grabbing that from the old films and tying it in. So I think that's why like I'm a huge details person when it comes to movies, and so I don't know, maybe that's why I thought it was the best. And plus I like every movie that Rian Johnson's done.
Did you see Brick?
A long time ago.
Okay, I've been told that I need to see that. I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. It's different.
JGL.
Yeah.
JGL's
I've never seen Brick.
It's very...
I don't really know what else the dude's done besides this, and
he has one coming out.
Knives Out.
Yeah, Knives Out looks
which
really
looks
good.
funny. I give him that. But he's got the cast, bro. Star Wars has given him that payday to go get people
but you know
like
what?
that.
I will say Looper, he did have Emily Blunt is very good in that. Cast. Bruce Willis. I mean, even Paul Dano.
Yeah, he plays a creep.
Yeah.
In every movie he does, kind of.
Except this one. He wasn't a huge creep.
Paul Dano is in is he in Prisoners?
Yeah, he's the creepy guy who who's the abused child.
Yeah, he's the one who kidnaps
fucking love that movie. We need to do that movie.
Shit, sorry.
I will do that with you because every time you guys talk about it, I'm like, I love that fucking
movie. It's so good.
It's shaky movie.
Any Jake Gyllenhaal is a freaking hard on for me. Let's go.
I totally agree. He's so good.
And then this movie's got Jeff Daniels. You guys like Dumb and Dumber?
Who is a good serious actor.
He is good. He's in Martian too. He plays like the. Have you guys seen The Martian?
Yeah, Martian. Yeah,
he plays like the NASA
guy. He's not a huge. It's kind of like similar to this. It's not a big part, but
all of his stuff is kind of like this. He doesn't besides
Dumb and
Dumber, but all his stuff is kind of like this. Like he's just like there.
He's like the John Goodman.
He only does it. It's like he's not going to go for big things because I think he's probably over it, but he needs to pay the bills. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to do as little work as possible.
Yeah, I'm like retired, but here you go.
They call you up. How long do I have to be? 20 minutes? Okay.
All right, give me the script. Send it over.
That's exactly what it is. I'm sure of it.
Shit, I would do that too, honestly. Same. Like, no scandals or anything.
But it's got great reviews.
Mm-hmm. Has amazing reviews.
I personally think it aged well. This is my third time watching it. The first 2 times I watched it fairly recent when it came out, and I just watched it again last night, and I thought it's better than I remembered, honestly.
Yeah. It aged well for the most part. I mean, obviously there's things that like the floating bike,
the CGI. I was gonna say the green screen behind that.
But like,
I hated it.
It's funny because that stuff looks bad, like in a technical standpoint, but I still think it somehow fits the aesthetic of the movie.
Right.
Like this whole world is so sad.
Yeah.
Right.
Like this is like we just did Her, and that's like futuristic LA, like beautiful, like Tokyo-ish, and this is Kansas, but
I mean,
why do they do that?
It's so random.
Yeah, I think it's so it does age well, right? Yeah. Because I think that it's like one of those things.
It's like it's Kansas, so what does the future of Kansas look like?
Right. It's super vague, so it's easy to depict what it's gonna be,
like build on top of it.
Exactly.
That's a good point. I never thought of that.
Very bleak color tone and just like the world in general, like people are just robbing people. There's so many homeless.
Being so technically advanced, like we're in a sci-fi technological future. That's one of the things I liked about this movie is that you have time travel and you have floating cars, but it's still a bleak existence. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
real.
And like one of the things that I like about it is like there's a Mazda Miata, right? Like that's
his
JGL's,
car.
That's his car. That's his like baby, right?
Yeah.
And so like I like that they keep some like. And I think that's like why it ages really well is because like it's relatable, and I feel like a Mazda Miata is like the perfect car that they could have chosen that is even like in 2044 it's like comparable. It's like comparable to like the old style Volkswagen Beetle. You know what I mean? Like,
or like a Chevy Mustang.
It's always gonna be like that was a badass car for its time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think like little details like that they did really well. They made it bleak, but like it's still very real because like it's focused around like sex
and you could pull stuff from it, like strip clubs.
Like
you're like, shit, I would do that.
Yeah, it's like that makes total sense. Like let's get fucked up at the strip club and like
let me float this quarter around. I would be that friend.
And that's another thing. I love that the TK thing was so subtle and like relatable. I thought that they did. It wasn't over the top with that,
right? And it could definitely have been
for most of it.
It fit into the story.
Exactly.
It fit for what the story was gonna go to, and I mean, I have a ton of notes on that, and I want to get to it towards the end. Yeah, but the world building. You guys know I love world building, and I love being put in it, and I like it that it's sad and bleak. Why do we like depressing shit?
I don't know,
but I think it's just more real. Like we're not gonna have at the rate we're going, it doesn't look like we're gonna have a very pretty future.
Right.
Like, we're advanced, but what the fuck does that mean?
Like, we got time travel, but the world's still dying.
Yeah, and like it immediately becomes illegal. That would totally happen if it happened right now.
And that's kind of like why I like Interstellar too a lot, because they are advanced. Like, we could fucking travel space like that.
Yeah.
Yet the world's still going to shit. Like, there's still things that are happening.
They're keeping it real.
Yeah, so
there's still poverty.
It just grounds you as an audience. And cast is great. Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Bruce Willis doesn't say a word for like over an hour in the movie.
Just squints.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's just who he plays.
And
he
so
does
good.
it so well. I think if he played any other type of character, he wouldn't do well.
It brings me back. It reminds me of Die Hard, especially when he breaks into like the the GAT club. The club, and he blows everyone away.
Oh, see,
that was very Die
It reminded me of Pulp Fiction, his role in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think I have a feeling that he probably was like, I gotta have one shooting scene. I gotta have one scene where I fuck it up.
Let me pick up this machine gun.
Exactly. Two P90s.
And he's
and JGL's great. But he's so under the radar, kind of like we talked about. I wish he did more stuff. But I mean, he's part of something.
I think he's selective.
I think that's a part, and you know what? I think that's also a part of why I like him a lot. Is because he's not going to grab anything.
That's good.
He's going to make sure he's like. And I have a feeling the only reason that he even did Looper was because he. I mean, it's obviously really good. Even we'll go into like the music and how it was made, but like. I think that he probably did that was because I think him and Ryan are actually good friends in real life, and it was like.
He'll help a friend out.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, he's selective, and he, I would be like that if I was an actor.
Oh, right.
I have to commit myself to do this. Like, I can't just BS it. And the stuff that he does is really good. He's great in Inception. He's great in Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
He's great in
For being like 7 years old.
Yeah.
I think it just celebrated its 30-year anniversary too this summer.
My team's the Angels. My team's the Angels. But...
represent.
You're allowed to like them just because you're from there.
I know.
We don't talk about baseball anymore.
No,
I'm so
not here in Arizona. We don't talk about any sports in Arizona.
Good God,
I love the Diamondbacks, but right now I'm pretty angry. We're like 4 games back from wild cards, so
I'm just waiting for
40 or 4.
4.
Okay,
4 games
well the
back.
Angels are like 20, so
they have Mike.
And they have the best player in the league. So
good God.
Let's talk about what we like.
Okay.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
I know we got it.
Because there's lots.
We like the world. We like the.
Yeah.
You guys like them drugs?
Okay,
Them drugs look like they fuck you up.
Straight into the eyeball? I wouldn't put that in my.
You wouldn't do that?
I don't think so.
That's a little bit easier than like smoking shit.
I don't know.
I don't mind that. I mean, but I do contacts every day. So.
Exactly. I've never done any eye stuff, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
I was like,
I was reminding Delia. She was kind of away.
Might be part of world building, but I loved the computers. Where you just pull them out of the desk.
I mentioned that too, and the cell phones too. Yeah, it's just like a tiny little glass square, and that's.
And it's only one scene though.
Yeah, but it's done so well, right? It's like smashing it. It's like I don't know. I think that like instead of people like pulling it out and being like, "Ooh, this is so cool,"
and it matches the computers, where it's like it can be hidden, and they don't really focus on this technology.
Yeah, again, it is a world building thing. That like this stuff is here, this stuff is developed.
But they're not focused on it.
Yeah, the movie's not about it, and I don't need to flaunt it to make you, as an audience, believe it.
Exactly.
Like, if I just place it here, you're gonna believe it. Like it's the characters interacting with it. You're like, oh, it's real. Like,
seeing it in use, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was cool. The little panel, and that's super practical, honestly.
Well,
I think that would be real.
He even printed something out on paper, the map.
Oh yeah, he was still printing stuff.
And you know what I mean? Like, it's still printing stuff. It's, like, super relatable because, obviously, we're still doing this in that day and age. So, like you said, just the, world building, making it relatable.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the music because if I don't
you
talk
and Sam
about
are on,
I think that that's probably one of my favorite things about it. Because everything is it's an organic sound. Like, they were, like, slamming doors and, like, making noises with like glasses. It's all everything that you hear.
It's so weird though.
Everything you hear is it's not like generated from a computer. It's all sounds from that.
Yeah,
you hear.
the gunshots even. Yeah, were fucking loud. 1 on the sound bar that I was watching it from. 2, they're like
they have impact.
I don't know. I like when he
the blunderbuss is loud.
And then
the looper shotgun, the blunderbuss.
Maybe that was it. Yeah.
And that isn't a typical sound. They mixed some weird ass screeching with like a fucking shotgun noise to make this thing sound quote futuristic.
Exactly. It also kind of sounded like it was a machine starting up.
Like, it was kind of there we go. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was really cool.
For me, I wrote quote like the music is weird. And I don't really know how I feel. I don't know if I like it or not. Yeah. It's definitely not something you go listen to in your car or something. But like, for the movie,
like
it
a treadmill
fits.
Music almost. It's very blood
It's
pumping.
literally there's like Delia said. There's a lot of screeching. There's a lot of like, it's weird shit going on in it.
I don't know if you can see this. I have the soundtrack on my phone.
She's got it on her phone.
I literally, I have like songs like favorited because I think it's, I love it.
Is it all beats?
Okay.
No, I mean like there's some music like A Day in a Life where like there's the part where he's, it's like playing through his life, right? So
when he's
he
like
is
going
closing up and then he goes to Shanghai. Like I love that song, how it transitions from like a very mechanical to like the romantic part where he meets his wife.
That was really nice.
I really
That's
do.
a good one. That's a good one. So I can pick that one out.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's I'm gonna listen to it on the way home then because
me too.
There's some interesting stuff in there. I just remember like Bruce Willis fighting people and there was like weird screeching noises and I'm like what is going on? He's like choking some guy out and it's like
it's like it's really hit or miss with these sci-fi movies and the like Annihilation at the end.
Yeah,
like, some people like it, but
I
like
love it. I
don't
love
like
Annihilation.
Yeah,
soundtrack.
see, I don't like that, and like even Blade Runner 2049, you know, that booming like just puts you in there. So that's kind of, it's like hit or miss, I think, with music like this.
Same with Inception.
Literally.
Any space movie is just
yeah, just like put a booming sound.
Yo, turn the bass up.
Turn
the bass up.
Just DJ.
And that's the soundtrack.
Right.
And that's it, guys. This is gold. This is gonna sell millions.
Put it out right now.
You know what else I like? I kind of like. I hate montages. Well, I don't hate montages, but I don't like. I like storytelling through a longer form. But
So
this movie needs the montage.
Right.
And I love it when you were saying when he goes to Shanghai and when he actually closes his loop. When he kills
that was a beautiful sequence.
When he closes his loop and it's like year 1, year 10, however it jumps.
Yeah.
I like those kind more than just like 20 years later.
Yeah. No, I like where it's like I think it goes year 1,
it's
year
organic,
5, year 10, year 20, year 30. So yeah, I think
but
that they
that's
did a really
way
good
better
job.
than a black screen 30 years later.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
Yeah.
Because
like what happened?
now I know everything that's happened up to that point.
Well,
and I laughed because he actually went to Shanghai.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Daniels is like, I'm
Yeah.
from the future. I love that scene too.
I
That's
do
a
too.
great
That's one of
piece
my
of dialogue
favorites.
because it's like,
I'm from the future. You should go to Shanghai.
you should fucking listen to me. Whatever happens in Paris is no bueno.
Oh, shit.
But
go to Paris.
But that whole sequence is really cool and the music is really great and futuristic JGL looking like Keanu Reeves.
I just like slow-mo down to the camera.
It's and then,
That's a good shot.
It's like in the sun too, and then he like turns slow. And, like,
Exactly.
He like walks away down. I'm like,
It really is making him like he's turned back to the roots that he came from. That's
mean Joe?
What, yeah,
the character Joe.
Yeah.
The roots where he, Jeff Daniels alludes to it that I picked you up from the streets. You were a bad kid.
Yeah.
You went down this horrible path. I put a gun in your hand and it changed you.
And gave you what was yours.
But now he fucking burned his money, which would be me instantly.
Yeah, by year 10, was it? Was it year 10 or something?
I don't even know.
I think it was year 5.
Year 5, yeah.
I think year 5 he had like a couple things in the
And here I am thinking at the beginning, oh, this dude's smart. He's saving his silver, like all this shit. And then he like burned it.
No, that scene where he opens it and it's low, I was like, I cringed. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I would spend that shit like crazy.
I would too.
You have nothing else to do. That's the hard part.
Yeah, you're retired. You're retired at, I think he was 25.
Yeah.
I mean.
You guys, would you live that life? Would you be a looper?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's so easy.
I mean.
Shooting people with bags on their
and
head?
like 30 years to live? Cool. I'm cool with that.
You just have a time. You show up. You shoot them. You throw them into like a fire.
What do you work for 4 minutes out of a day?
Yeah. And then you can go out.
Oh, yeah.
How many? Oh, well, they kill like 4 a day. Oh, no. They get 4 silver per kill.
Yeah.
So it's however many you want to do, right?
I think it's just how many they call. They never really went into details of like.
Yeah.
It would have been kind of cool if they like send him a text or something like.
Right. Or
12:30 tomorrow or
when
something.
When he puts the
but it's always the same
away.
time. It's always the same time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's always like. Is that noon or 1? It's like 1 or 6
like
p.m.
One was at 4:30. It was like 4:30.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's like 4:30, which I mean, I guess makes sense because then you have to like dispose of the body and you're carrying it and it's like nighttime and I don't know. You don't want to get caught with a dead body in the back of your, Ford truck.
So at dusk.
Yeah.
Just like going.
Also, another really minor detail that I loved is that all the cars are like retrofitted for solar
Yeah.
Did you
I love
that?
that. Yeah, they all have that like tube that goes from the exhaust system. It like takes the exhaust and then like feeds it back into the gas tank.
Oh no, I didn't notice that.
And then like some of them have like solar panels on the hood.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Like just little notes, like futures things.
There's this part too where it shows like RUTK. It's like a billboard up on, and then there's a phone number to call, and it's like 12 numbers long because there's probably so many cell phones.
Oh,
it's like little details like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's shit that happens like post production, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That they're like, fuck, we need
running through it. Yeah. Like, okay, we got to take this out.
But the TK thing you mentioned is super subtle. It's
right.
super
for the most part.
But it's interesting. The movie, if you're a first time watcher, you're like, okay, this is just about a dude that is like I guess you could say an assassin.
Right.
Hitman type movie. And then it just changes. It completely flip-flops on once he gets to Emily Blunt's farm.
Right.
And then it becomes a whole different movie. It's super weird. But the TK thing comes full circle and actually makes sense in application.
Right.
In the movie, and you're like, okay. Because you
that's
can buy it
why they're mentioning it.
Right.
Because I was kind of like, okay, well, if you can't do shit with it.
Right. So when you're first watching
it's
it.
Just for hitting on chicks in the club.
Right. But it's like a quarter. So.
When you're first watching it, you're like, that's funny. Like, I guess there's telekinesis.
Yeah.
But, like, and then when it goes in the second half of the movie, when he's interacting with, what's the kid's name?
Sid.
When he's interacting with Sid, you're like, and like all the hints, and then, of course, the big moment.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck. That makes sense. He's like a new generation of what's real.
Well, and then that definitely, without narrating, it says, okay, this kid is the Rainmaker then. Because we were sure, like,
dude, that's
we're not
sad.
And you know
time,
what? The first time I watched it, I didn't even pick up, because there's a part where, like, Emily Blunt and the little boy, like, get into it when they're doing the math, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, the kid starts losing his shit. And, like, unless you, like, pick up on, like, the fact that the room is, like, starting to move and she's getting, like... You don't understand that the reason she like hides in the safe is because he's about to like fuck shit up. It's like you just you know what I mean? You're just kind of like, crap. Oh, maybe she just like is having like a nervous breakdown and has to go hide in like a safe. Like that's the first time I viewed it. I was like,
when you first watch that, you're like, Emily Blunt's a bitch.
I know. It's like, wow, just like deal with your fucking kid.
She's
like,
a terrible mom, and you're a mom. You're probably like, the fuck.
I was like, go fucking time out. Like, don't talk to me like that.
I was like,
but then it like all makes sense.
You're my kid talking to me like that, I'm backhanding him. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus
but
Christ,
like you're like, why would she go hide? It doesn't make sense.
And
Brooke said the same thing when we watched it. She's like, she goes hides in the safe, and then she like literally when she said that out loud, she's like, oh
yeah, I didn't
she said out loud, she's like, did the kid kill her sister?
Right. And I didn't even pick up that either. Like I thought maybe she like died because it's like on the farm and maybe there's like some sort of like diseases. I didn't even pick up on it until literally
when JGL says it, like did
so this is how it happened.
So did this how your sister died?
It wasn't until like after the whole moment that I was like, oh, okay.
Fuck. But it's a weird scene. It's kind of
the math scene?
Yeah, it's
very subtle. Like unless you've watched it, you like I mean,
because there's like weird slow mo in it, and like the movie's trying to tell you what's happening, but you're also kind of just focused on.
It's
Emily
emphasizing
Blunt.
that his TK, like okay, we've seen TK as bullshit now, but this is the real deal.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you're watching this first time and you're like, TK's in the back of the mind.
Right. It's
not a forefront. Your forefront is Looper. Your forefront is Bruce Willis and JGL and time travel. And then this is happening and you're kind of like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Like you're kind of confused for a second.
And then the name of the like Rainmaker, it's like that could be something so like that doesn't really give any indication like what the Rainmaker does. It's just like,
when you say Rainmaker, I think money.
Right. Same. Like
wait, is it because the blood rains down on them?
Yeah. But you don't know that, right? You have no idea that that's like what they're talking about. Or even, I didn't even know that the kid was TK. Like I knew that
you didn't. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't until
you don't
the
even
moment.
Know that and you don't even know that the mom is TK at that moment either because she hadn't hooked up with JGL in the bedroom yet. So you're like, what the fuck's going on with this house? Is there an earthquake? Like what the fuck?
Well, one of my
booty call.
I mean, like I felt her horniness. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm with you, girl.
No, she killed that scene. Like she was like,
she thought about it and was
Rian
like,
Johnson's like, sex. We need it.
Yeah. And we'll
Emily, get in the dress.
Fade to black.
I don't like that part. That's like one of the very.
It's so weird. I don't think it needs to be there.
I don't even think that entire sexual relationship between the two.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be there.
Not
because
even necessary.
We've already known. We know that JGL cares for the kid. We know that he cares for her. And we know he's trying to do good.
Well,
I think he's only trying to do good for his own benefit. I think he just wants to.
And I have big moments for that.
They used it as a parallel between old Joe and his wife, and young Joe with Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Using it as a parallel of, okay, you meet this woman and she's gonna clean you up and she's gonna save your life, but
and he kind of is doing
and he's doing the opposite.
But it is also with like the story of like the future can change, and what Bruce Willis is doing is completely immoral. Like, doesn't make sense, ethically wrong. I guess you could say you can't change, and that's why I guess time travel's banned.
Because illegal. You can go back and change.
So okay, we're still on likes, right?
Yes.
Okay, because we're talking about the Rainmaker, and Rainmaker is a dislike of mine. So
okay. We'll wait.
Okay. I still have like.
There's lots.
I mean, there's a lot of like, but it's all like all the stuff that I like is like small detail stuff, like the fact that like when like JGL went to Shanghai, he didn't fly. He was on a boat.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was something super like why is there no planes?
Super random, huh?
Yeah. Like another thing is like I love how they removed like Seth's body parts, right? They captured him.
Oh my god!
I mean, it was super creepy. Like the missing nose. The first time I saw it, I actually had nightmares about that.
Really?
Like, and I mean, I'm not like. But you guys know this. I'm like vanilla. Like I hate horror films. Like I get so scared.
Hold on, but for whatever reason. When we were planning this pod, you were like, you suggested like 3 horror films.
Right.
So I thought you were like a horror junkie. And then you're like, never mind.
No, but that's the
thing. I tried.
That's the thing is I am like, I love the adrenaline that I get from like horror films.
Can't.
But like, this is me.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding you. Like you can ask my husband. I'm like literally like this the whole time. Like when we went and saw Us even, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh God.
I'm kind of like that too. I mean.
I don't know. Horror films. I like them, but like I don't think I'd be able to do a podcast on them because I'd be like, oh, I didn't even notice that detail because my eyes
were
like,
closed. Wait, so and so died?
No, literally, like Insidious.
Like, ooh,
the first 30 seconds of that film with that fucking scary lady outside, I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yes, we were gonna do Insidious,
and I love that movie.
And Delia messaged us, she's like, we're doing Looper.
So back to the original plan.
The scene that gave me nightmares with the cutting off the body parts is when, and it's subtle again, but like when the door opens and you see him on the operating table.
Yeah, and there's like blood everywhere.
Oh my god.
Up, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Because you know they don't kill him, right? You can still hear it. So he's going to have to live the rest of his life because even like...
Wait, what?
Yeah, Jeff Daniels is like, no, we're not going to kill him. That's going to just fuck up like the time sequence of life. But, you know, we're going to have to do what we have to do. And then when he opens...
His thing is still beeping, like his heart rate.
Yeah, he still has... Yeah, his heart rate's still going. So,
But they killed the future him.
That's
but
fine.
They can kill the future him.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't matter.
If they killed the past him, then it would kill the future him immediately.
Yeah.
But now, since the present him is still alive, he's just going to end up being
his
like
loop.
missing.
His loop is just different now.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
So he's no legs, no arms,
no nose, literally
his
nothing.
Tongue.
He's
his
a nub.
Gone.
He's a nub.
Holy shit, that's hard.
And his thing is still beeping, dude.
Yeah, I mean, unless they put him down, but I mean, Jeff Daniels said like, well, we're not going to kill him if we don't have to, which, I mean, technically he could still be alive.
So my thing is like, maybe they did kill him, but maybe they killed him after. I don't know.
I would have killed him.
But because
myself.
you know they give him
I would have rolled off a cliff.
Same here.
They
roll off the cliff in Kansas. Good luck with that.
God.
They give him the note like, be here in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Of course, it takes more than 15.
Right.
Because he's losing all these limbs. I assume they're not cutting him off by the minute. Like that would be.
They were cut. I mean, they went from like he went from having like
a
full body to like having no legs within like 10
I would say
seconds.
an hour.
Yeah, probably an hour.
Because he was way out in the fields and like he had.
Yeah, he was on the outskirts of town going to jump on a train.
Yeah. So.
Damn.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, they cut his fingers off. That's kind of like the hey,
start.
You better fucking get here.
That's always the sign.
I assume like every 15 minutes they they start doing limbs.
Yeah. And that's another detail that I liked a lot, because actually if you would have looked, it had an arrow and it said B at, so B-E-A-T. Yeah. And then it flashes to Bruce Willis and it says B-E, like B at, and then you look and it says Beatrice. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I like that it looked like it was going to say B at.
Because I was
love that they did that.
I was like, so fuck, they caught him.
Yeah. You're like, oh shit, how are they going to get out of this?
That's a good little teaser.
You know what? So since it had been a while since I watched this movie, I totally forgot that, old Joe comes back. So when young Joe falls off the roof, I'm like, oh shit, this timeline he's dead. Like he's done. Yeah. They caught him. But then it, the nonlinear story kind of comes back and tells you, hey, that. Yeah, I was just like, oh shit.
The fact that Looper just fits for the story makes sense. Like, it is a loop. Mm-hmm. And they talk about it, of course, but like I was confused when they started going. At first, I was confused when they started going through him killing Bruce Willis versus him not killing Bruce Willis.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, are there... And I wrote, like, are there alternate timelines? I'm confused.
Yeah, I was texting you, like, wait.
And then Brooke actually explained it to me. She's like, no, it's a loop. Like, they showed you what it would look like if he didn't, but you got to think, like, if Bruce Willis were to come back, then he did kill his loop.
Right.
The only way for Bruce Willis to come back is if JGL actually killed his loop. There's no other scenario in that. Right. So that makes sense.
I'm doing math meme right now. I know.
Yeah. So the only way for Bruce Willis to actually come back is if JGL actually killed his loop. Because JGL has to live his life out.
He has to live his life to come back again.
Back. So, but I was getting confused because, like, there was the one where he doesn't kill him and he runs away, and then there was the one where he does.
That's the one we watched.
No, I know, but they throw in that, like, little switcheroo to kind of confuse you, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Just as a what if? Like, or
I guess.
What,
or him thinking about it?
Yeah. Like, this is what would happen if I didn't. Yeah. Or if I did.
But look,
and then it's like, whatever.
Can we get into dislikes?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Or do you have more?
I mean, no. I just it's like
you love this. You love the world.
And I don't know if you guys know too. The girl who plays Susie, you know what she's from,
Piper.
Right?
Yeah, Piper. She's from Coyote Ugly.
Coyote Ugly.
Yeah, Coyote Ugly. Yeah.
I don't know.
She doesn't age. You don't know Coyote Ugly?
No.
Sam, you of all people,
dude.
Look it up, and you're guaranteed you're gonna watch it this weekend.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
What is it, like a show or a movie?
It's a girl movie. Yeah, it's
a
girl movie.
Girls who work at a bar.
But like John Goodman's in it. She's from like North New York or something. And then she goes to the city to become a performer.
Shy girl,
she's a singer. Yeah, she's a singer. But it's good. It's old.
No, it's like bar
entertainers. Yeah.
So they dance on the bar in cowboy boots.
They don't get naked, unfortunately.
A cute movie.
The one thing I will say is, like, with time travel movies, it's super confusing, and I love how, like, super subtly, Jeff Daniels is like, I don't want to get into it, and then even like Bruce Willis is like, what does he say? He says it's a precise description of a fuzzy mechanism, and I love that description. Right? It's like he does such a good job in describing. He's like, my memories are exact until, or like they're fuzzy until the moment that it happens, and then it's clear again. And I thought that, like,
I love that.
I love how they describe that, because it's so hard to do time traveling movies and then explain how it works, but then like giving enough of a description so everyone understands it. I love that part.
Well, and they show you...
But this is like logically correct.
They show you that in the form of, before he even says this, of when he's going back to young Joe and he's like, come on, what are you doing? Because he remembers what he's doing. So they kind of show you that, and then later they explain it. Yeah. So that's cool.
All right, now we can get into dislikes.
Do you have some?
I do.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
I don't know if it's big.
I got a big one.
Okay, what's yours?
Yeah, you start off, because it might actually cover a lot.
Yo, what was that voice?
I've had a lot of drink before this episode. I just want everyone to know.
A little bit. Really.
What the fuck, dude? What is up with JGL and his makeup?
Dude.
It had to happen,
Look
bro.
Change Joe's makeup. Like,
it had to happen.
I get it.
That is not Joseph Gordon-Levitt in that movie.
No, but you know what?
That's a testament to him.
No, fuck it.
I like that they did it. I like that they tried to tie it in. And you know what I mean? And I think it's a good thing, because I think Bruce Willis has such like a notable face, right? Like, you know, Bruce Willis. So I like that they tried making him, like, they did such a good job. Like, there was a part where like Joseph Gordon-Levitt was looking in the mirror, like, at his like balding spots.
Yeah.
Like, I do like that they did that. The only thing is, like, if you're gonna do that with one character, do it with all of them, because literally the old guy that they had for Seth looked nothing like him.
Nothing like
him. And they dubbed in his voice, though. I don't know if you guys picked that up. Paul Dano's voice was dubbed in with the old guy's voice. like when he was like yelling. I mean, he wasn't talking like words,
right.
but you could pick up on the tone.
Yeah.
I agree. I wish they would have done.
I wouldn't have cared if it was just JGL as normal. Like, it is so. There's one thing to do it subtly, and then there's one thing to like actually try. And I think the movie actually tried.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don't give them props for that though.
And I give them props, but it's so disturbing to me to watch him because when there's the one scene before when he's thinking about what if I don't kill my double.
Yes.
And he's like his like face is all like he looks nothing. Absolutely nothing like Justin Gordon-Levitt. No, I'm like, that is so not weird. Fucking him.
Yeah, it's so weird. The part where he's like squinting,
he's squinting,
he's like,
yeah, and he's like
every
sweating.
Time I see that part, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
His eyes are like fucking really green.
Well, and they close up. They close up on the eyes.
Yeah.
He has like weird. I mean, they literally match the eyebrows and the eyes. I mean, the lips. Everything.
It looks weird. Nothing. It's I give it props, but also like it just doesn't look like him.
I don't think it was necessary.
I don't know the exact, but I remember either a commentary on the DVD or something. Like he mentioned that he was in the makeup chair for like 3 hours. I think
that's a long time for something that's not necessary. And I don't know if you guys noticed too. He even talked like Bruce Willis. Like when he was doing the narrating,
and I hate that.
And I hated it too. I was like, the narrating was not like it was not needed.
It doesn't sound like
that's
JGL.
One of my dislikes.
Narrating was okay for like the beginning,
right? But then like there was parts like towards the end where he's like, "Oh, I saw it all happen. It was I needed to close my loop," and I was like, "Well, obviously, like that's what you're gonna do.
Well,
you don't need to like."
Took me out because it's like, okay, he's narrating to us. So
is
he writing in a diary? Is this a video? Like, what is
he doing?
You know,
he is Joseph Gordon-Levitt is character is as narrator.
Oh, and
on the credits.
Interesting.
It says Joseph Gordon-Levitt narrator.
I wonder if you have to put like. I wonder if like. For like the
it's kind of weird. I saw that on my shitty Crackle fucking experience.
Yeah, we rated Crackle and it's a no-go for us.
Okay, Crackle's cool because it's free, but there's like commercials and I'm like,
and it's bad quality.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I was like, fuck, I could watch this.
That's why you didn't like the makeup because it was bad quality makeup.
I was like, man, I should just rent this in 4K on like Amazon because I really want to watch it in 4K.
Yeah, I have it saved on my PlayStation 3. That's how long ago.
Really?
I
PS3.
I the PS3. Yeah.
It's a ring.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
but the makeup is weird. I don't know.
And the narration was not like you
the
said.
narration is. I'll give it an eh.
He could have shown it through just filming. I would have gotten it. Not even flashbacks. Just like he was literally telling us step by step what the character was doing, and it's like I can see that.
So if he did that at the end, and it's just the steps of the filming, if him just standing there like the realization. Shot and then the steps of the kid going bad,
right?
And then you're like, oh fuck, he is gonna go, and then he kills himself.
Especially when the filter was sepia, it was like you could tell. Okay, this is not happening.
Instagram, thanks, dude.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was like, that was pointless because he's literally explaining what's happening right now. That was not necessary.
But he does talk, and I wrote down here: does JGL try too hard to be Willie? And obviously it's his direction he's given,
right?
It's not JGL doing it, but
he put his heart into it.
He tried his hardest, but JGL and Bruce Willis, let's be honest, are two different
totally
animals.
different people.
Like two different animals. And I'm too tired to say Bruce Willis.
You say Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Did I say G? I thought I said JGL.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He tries the one scene where they're like when he's sitting in front of the Gat Man, whatever his name is.
Boy Blue.
Boy Blue. Kid Blue.
Boy Blue.
And he's like, don't shoot your foot off, kid. I was like, God damn it! I'm like, I have freaking what do you call that? Goosebumps because it's cringy, bro. I'm like,
there's
you're
definitely some cringy
not
parts.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I would have totally bought it even if he just acted like him and they didn't do the makeup. I wouldn't even care.
Right.
People change and they look different when they get older, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's some features that stay the same, but like as for an audience member and then for if you look at it as an overall movie, the overall movie is not really about Bruce Willis. Like I mean, he's a factor in the movie.
But he's the protagonist for sure. Like,
but he's the protagonist. The future Joe is the protagonist, and JGL is like is the
Okay, wait.
Or so the antagonist and JGL is the protagonist.
You're saying that Bruce Willis's character is the bad guy?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, really? I think he's the good guy. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, no, I think the Rainmaker is the bad guy.
I have a really good point here.
I have a really good point here. The bad guy is the
kid?
No, it's the young Joe who's trying to kill
Really?
everyone.
Okay. So look, I have a point here because I thought about this last night, and this was 2 days after I watched the movie. I was like, I gotta write this down. Yeah, I told Brooke we were at dinner, and I was like, I gotta go write it down. I ran to my room. I was like,
Pod life, man.
I said, is the Rainmaker like really bad?
Right. I mean, he's probably just trying to cleanse the world of all the fuck faces.
We're following
dislikes.
A bad guy. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is, in quote, a bad guy. He is a part of a criminal organization. I'm quoting it.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like he's a bad guy.
That's how they portray him. Is that there? I mean,
he's a bad guy. He's a part of a criminal organization that is with gangs in the future.
Yeah, that are killing people. He's an assassin.
And he's killing people, and he's making money off it. And
I thought he was killing bad guys, but
so really, he's a bad guy. And then when Bruce Willis comes back and says this guy is closing all the loops, taking over the syndicates. They're not called gangs; they're called like syndicates.
Yeah, syndicates. Crime syndicates.
Taking over them by himself. I'm thinking to myself, is that really bad?
Yeah, I mean,
is he doing it in a good light?
Right. Is he just trying to end this like assassin shit? He's obviously closing loops because these loopers are the reason that all these people are getting sent back to the past to be assassinated.
Right. And these loopers are involvement in his younger life.
Right.
That's
he was 5 years old.
And his mom and all the Gatmans came and all this
shit.
All this stuff was from the loopers.
We don't know that until the end though.
I know, but so then you're like, is the Rainmaker really bad? And JGL killing himself actually
redeems him.
Makes the loopers live on. If the story goes on and the Rainmaker doesn't become the Rainmaker and Sid does something different.
I was thinking that too, but you know what? Bruce Willis went into that club and killed all the fucking loopers.
He
as
killed
far as we know.
Okay, what does that stop? They send another guy back.
Yeah, true. But you know, that's another thing that I didn't like about it is because if you're gonna kill that many fucking loopers, right? The people that have such an influence on the past, there should be some sort of whack-ass butterfly effect, right?
Yeah,
right. There's got to be some.
There's got to be some repercussion, and the fact that Bruce Willis lived through the fact that he killed all of those people, and like
he should have disappeared there.
The old boy scene. Yeah, really.
He should have. There should have been some sort of change because even like that minor detail. I don't know if you guys noticed. The first boy that he killed, right?
Yeah.
And then he walks away, and then it flashes to the future, and you hear a baby crying. Did you guys pick up on that? He's laying in bed.
So he had a kid?
Yeah.
No. He wanted to have a kid.
No, he did, right? But then he killed that kid, and then there was a flash to the future, like a memory that he had. He was laying in bed with his wife.
I remember this.
And you can hear a baby crying, and then they're like looking at each other
laughing.
and smiling.
I'm getting chills, dude. Right. What the hell? No.
So because he killed that kid, it somehow caused him to have a child
in
his memory. Right. Isn't that crazy?
Literally mind blowing.
And that scene is really powerful. I want to go back to the.
That's probably why he's so sad.
Because I really love that scene, but I think it's really sad because he knows he doesn't disappear.
Right.
He knows once I kill the Rainmaker, I disappear.
Well, and I killed a kid for nothing.
Yeah. And so I just killed an innocent kid.
Yeah, but was he crying because he killed an innocent kid? I mean, fuck, he's probably killed kids before. He's an assassin.
Come on.
I'm wondering.
They don't send no kids back.
But I'm wondering if it's because
they send babies back.
He had a truck in his hand and everything. Like,
no, but when he went to Shanghai, he was killing people. So who knows what he was doing.
He probably blew some people.
But I think the reason he was so distraught was because that memory was implanted in his head because he was a father, and so he like had that softness that was then created from him being a father in the future. I don't know how to effectively explain it, but because I don't think that had he not had a kid from killing that child, he wouldn't have been a softie.
So now that you brought that up, and I had no fucking idea.
Yeah, it's very subtle. Because like unless you're actually, I didn't pick it up the first 2 times. I picked it up my 3rd or 4th time watching
I picked it up, but I was kind of like confused.
Well,
I didn't really know.
Young Joe is in the very beginning when he's driving his car and he stops and the headlights come on that poverty kid. Like
that's a kind of weird shot too.
Well, the camera like lingers on the kid, and it's like why?
And I think it kind of reflects.
I think it reflects him goes back as a child.
Because
he was homeless. He was homeless, and
Jeff
I think
Daniels
it was like a
alludes to that.
Because like the camera shot was way too long to not mean anything.
Yeah, I think it was just him having like a self-reflection moment where he's like, I'm here having a good time, and there's like children out there that are. Because I think he has a lot
Jeff
of
Daniels alludes to it, like you were a bad kid and all this shit.
Right. Okay.
So that kind of goes back to that.
Well, so one of my issues with the Rainmaker is that you mention him a lot in this movie. You make him seem like this terror in the future. But
that's what I'm saying. Is he really?
He's killing loopers. So
is he really bad if he's killing loopers? So if he's closing loops?
If you're gonna make him if you're gonna talk about him like this, you need to make what he's doing in the future way worse than what he's actually doing.
Well, there's a part too where Bruce Willis's wife is in the kitchen and the TV is up and there's news and it says like Rainmaker.
So I mean, don't know what it says because it's in Chinese.
Right, but I mean, there's obviously like a lot of fucked up buildings and fires. So I'm sure that there were casualties of like.
So he's just like destroying things.
Yeah, but I think he's destroying innocent lives too to like kill. Yeah, I think he's kind of like there's gonna be casualties in my vision. So
yeah, I guess that it makes sense. I just had that like ethical thing of like we're following a bad guy.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Right.
And if the Rainmaker's closing all these bad guy things, does that make him a bad guy? Right. And they don't, and like Nicole said, they don't really tell you besides a news fucking cast, which I hate.
Yeah, in Mandarin.
In Mandarin, come on. Like that it's actually bad. Like maybe if Bruce Willis was like robbing shit.
Right.
And then like he sees like all these people like exploding with the blood coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh fuck! Like all these civilians just fucking blew up.
Exactly.
Like and then you would be like, okay, this guy's actually like evil, but you don't really get that full sense of it. You gotta kind of just buy it.
Yeah. Well, I think people exploding by being lifted into the air is, bad no matter who they are.
That scene is really cool.
It is really cool.
But
they did a good
it's
job.
almost like that scene. Remember Life with Ryan Reynolds and Jakey when Ryan Reynolds It's almost like that scene. Yeah, that was fucked up.
Bro, that scene was fucked.
That movie, though.
That movie was fucked.
Yeah.
Life? That was so unexpected. I was
when he died?
Jakey, dude.
Yeah, it was like fucking immediate.
What is Jakey doing? You don't need to be in Life,
He just wanted to work with Ryan, dude.
He wanted to, yeah.
Well, that's what's
he just
sad.
wanted to be in a space
Ryan was in
movie.
it for 15 minutes.
I know.
Like,
and they had like so many interviews. Like, oh,
yeah,
we
they
love
did
it.
together.
Bitch, you were there for 3 days.
Marketing played that shit up, and then everyone went and saw it, and they're like, "This dude's not even in the movie."
That's what's sad is they probably literally got like 70% of the fucking box office, and they were.
We don't blame you, Jakey.
Yeah.
Ryan, good on you.
Hey, Jakey made it till the end. So.
Yeah, you did.
We go so off.
We do. But we always bring it back.
What other things do you guys dislike? Emily Blunt is a little of a klutz this movie. It's kind of like
I
weird.
don't see that.
She's a badass in like Quiet Place, and then but obviously this came out before that. But but like.
Yeah,
it reminded me of Quiet Place.
She's on a farm, dude. I'm like, this is.
And she has a shotgun.
Whoever did Quiet Place was like Emily Blunt.
Her husband did.
it.
John Krasinski.
Did he direct it?
Yeah.
He was written and directed. There's a Quiet Place 2 coming.
He was like, hey,
he's doing it too.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, babe, I saw you in Looper.
Good.
You want to be in this movie?
Let's get on this.
Another part that I don't like is like
the sex scene.
Well, yeah, the sex scene. I don't like the romantic, but also, Bruce Willis is captured by the guys with the hat, and then he's taken to like the compound. But they're in Shanghai, and then he's sent back to fucking Kansas, and I feel like they should have explained better. Like the time travel thing should have maybe been explained a little bit better, because the lack of detail, it's like, from my knowledge, and I feel like the general population knowledge, like time travel.
If you're in Shanghai, you're going to Shanghai.
You're going to Shanghai. You're being transported back to the exact same place, not halfway around the world 30 years before.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's a minor thing, but I was like, that'd been kind of cool if they would have.
You're going to get some details wrong writing like a science fiction
exactly.
It's kind of it's subject. I don't know.
I had to reach for dislikes because I really do like this movie.
No, sometimes it's hard when we really love the movie. We're like, I feel like I'm nitpicking.
You got to go deep. You're like, okay, wait, like what am I?
But I mean,
disliking?
More detail is better than no detail. And for me, watching it, I was kind of like, whatever. I just wanted the movie to move. Right. Kind of.
So it was like an action-packed heavy movie.
It was action-packed.
There was some parts that were kind of slow.
When he does hit the farm, I'm like snoozing, bro. I'm like,
you mean like talking to Sid and
everything? Talking to Sid and Emily Blunt, like, because that's what I talked about in the beginning. Like, it starts like a whole new movie almost. It does. I'm like, bro, we're really dragging right now. We need to hurry this up.
I do agree.
But other than that, there isn't a lot to go wrong. I mean, CGI aged all right.
I mean, that's
the green screen, man. I felt
the one that really throws me off is when he's riding the bike through the field.
Yes.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Yeah.
and then he jumps off. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This is, what is it? 06?
No, it's 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah. That was
You could
probably
tell like it was time to jump.
yeah,
off.
he was like, he was just behind a blue screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that threw me off a little bit.
But other than that,
that
like,
was all I had.
I just
for
wish there was
dislikes.
more. And the Rainmaker needs to be more detailed if they
For
really
sure.
want to make it. So that's why I label Bruce Willis as the antagonist, because the Rainmaker is not really he's not a protagonist.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
an
he's a
antagonist.
child.
He's just a kid.
Yeah.
And we don't really know what implications he has in the end, besides some rumors that Bruce Willis brings back with him
from a fucking security guard that
yeah,
get blown up.
Yeah, so like,
I mean,
do
how do
I
we know
really?
the world's not already falling apart at that
Exactly.
point? 'Cause
We were
So-
shown that it's bleak anyway.
Yeah, so do I really know if he's a bad guy or a good guy?
That kid
I don't
though
really know.
played him real creepy.
That kid
I'm
was
so
really
sad
cute.
that kid hasn't been in anything else.
He was
hasn't,
so
but
cute and
he
smart.
He did
and-
so
I
good.
don't know. The kid kind of annoyed me in this movie, if I'm being honest. He
He
did
was-
a great job.
He was really smart though.
But,
and,
what 5-year-old isn't going to be annoying?
That's
you
true.
know?
You're right.
It's hard with kid actors, but
Yeah, it
know.
is.
you know, my directing background, I would know.
Yeah, exactly. All the
Well,
interactions
yeah.
you've had with young juveniles.
We have a new segment.
Yes. It's been
Delia
ruined.
is the
ruined a
guinea
little
pig.
bit.
Yes.
And you already know because we warned you. But
Yeah, so you got to give it, like, tell us if you like how it works.
But our new segment is called Shots We Love, and that falls along our beer theme.
But it's not
Bar theme.
our shot system. But yeah, it's shots that we love.
It's shots in the movie that we enjoyed the most.
Because there's always that one that sticks out to you. I don't know if
There's
it's
one
different for
where
you.
yeah, every movie you watch,
You're
if,
just like,
if
wow.
it's rememberable, you just remember the one shot,
Exactly.
the one
Right.
thing that brings it back. So
Yeah.
we asked Delia to bring a couple just in case we all did the same one,
Yeah.
which I know we all thought of the same one. I tried to bring an obscure one just so I didn't.
I'm choosing it. Yeah, a different one.
But Delia,
Yeah, what's
what
yours?
shot did you love?
I
in
tried to
this
get it
movie?
out of her early, but she
I
wasn't
know.
budging.
Well, and I think you guys already know. It's the part in the house when Jesse's lifted into the air and he's exploded.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and not
It's such a
necessarily
good shot.
Not
Yeah, it's so
necessarily
good.
my favorite shot, but by far the most memorable and impactful shot.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty fucking gross.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I
so-
don't remember
and you
the
know-
blood coming out the first time I watched
Really?
it.
Yeah.
I only noticed
But
it this time.
But
and I
it's
was like,
so subtle,
shit.
dude. It's such
you know,
a good
I
shot.
like that. They did such.
It's
I like
such a
that it
good
wasn't
shot.
so explosive where it was about the gore. It
Right.
was about like, oh fuck.
It's
that's
about the
what-
moment.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just this huge. And you know what? I'm a part of me. I was really mad that they didn't follow them into the house to see his exploded body parts everywhere. Like a part of me is like, I
horror
want to see the
movie.
damage. I do. I want to see the damage that was done. But then like I like how they pan across the
And the
actual
window.
and the windows are blown
Do
out.
we
And then
know-
Emily
And they're
Blunt's
bloody.
like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like that was so good.
It's
The window,
such
the
a-
side of the house is bloody
my-
from
yeah,
where he
the
was.
curtains are all
That was-
bloody.
Yeah, that was great.
It's such a good shot. One, because Emily Blunt is like going to tackle what you think.
they think that she's gonna save the kid.
The
Yeah.
kid.
He's falling
Yeah.
down the stairs. He's gonna
but,
fuck his face
but
up.
Yep.
she's going to save Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
And like all this stuff is happening at once, and it kind of it reinforces the fact that why Emily Blunt was a little scared mama.
Yeah.
Hiding in the safe, but it's so subtle. They don't do a close up of Jesse and like him blowing up and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, his blood's coming out of his body.
Yeah. Slow-mo,
And
yeah.
here I am in this wide shot, and it's a
Right.
great shot.
And then it cuts.
Well,
And
and
it
well, and
cuts.
then it doesn't cut because then it flashes to Bruce Willis and he's like the Rainmaker.
Yeah,
You know what
it's a
I mean?
great
So
shot,
it's like
yeah.
a memory, and so like that reinforces like how the memories actually travel, and then how he
Yes.
knows.
Yeah.
Like I thought that everything
then the
about that shot.
explosion. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
great.
they put so much into that few seconds. It was good.
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Nicole?
good one.
Yeah.
I saw that one coming.
I mean,
We all knew it
Yeah,
was
we all
one
knew.
of those.
No, mine. I'm a sucker for diner scenes.
Oh my
So just
god.
the wide shot of old Joe and young Joe talking to each other when it's just them talking. It's so simple and like there's no big camera work going on or action, but like
yeah, it's a very meaningful
that's
conversation.
acting
Yeah.
on the forefront right there.
Well,
Like,
and then there's like a little bit of like joking, like where he's like speaking French. He's like, "Well, obviously you get it." And
Yeah.
then like the part he's like, there's a waitress that works here on the weekends, Jen.
Yeah,
you know what
that
I
was
mean? Like
so
there's
funny.
just like for the small amount of time they did a really
instead
good
of
job.
writing fucking Beatrice. on my-
Beatrice.
well, and
Yeah.
then the lead up to it, what you mentioned earlier, like be at, and you're like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
Beatrix, duh.
It's
So-
a good lead up,
all
and I
around,
love
yeah.
that scene.
And the action after
they
that
do
was
good.
great.
They do good, and the fighting's good. Not a lot of music there, and I love scenes with not a lot of music when there doesn't need to be, especially intimate moments especially when they're fighting too. Well, it just for me, and it goes back to your shot too. It brings me into the scene because there's no music; it's just tension.
Well, it's another thing too of like, why I love diner scenes. You always know some shit's about to go down after.
Yeah.
Well, so the people in the background, they slowly disappear.
Right. They all disappear.
Yeah, and they look up and they're like, oh shit, nobody's here. Something's about to happen.
And that's super subtle. You're like, why aren't they here?
Yeah, so I knew as soon as they said it on the diner, I was like, okay, something's happening. And that's why I love that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, they did that. I think that springs from like Pulp Fiction too.
Yeah,
exactly. Like I think that's like such a
nostalgic thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Diners are notorious.
They're quirky. Yeah, I don't know. They're just really cool.
My scene.
Yeah, I'm curious. Okay.
Yeah,
because you picked a few.
Well,
you had a few ready.
First it was, of course, when Sid blows up. That's just great. But I'm gonna say when JGL kills himself.
Oh, powerful, dude.
It was my second favorite.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very unexpected.
It's
because
a good
you know
shot.
what?
When he just turns the shot.
Yeah. And it's such a sick scene,
Yeah.
dude.
And he's so selfish throughout everything. His younger self is selfish. His older self is selfish. Like, because it's like, oh, we need to, the only reason he's going back is for selfish reasons to save his wife.
Yep.
It's all selfish. And that moment when he's like, it's a very unselfish save.
That's why I love this scene. I actually, after thinking about it, because first was the Sid, I actually think this one, I like it more because it completely fills JGL's young Joe, his story.
His story arc.
His arc. Yeah, he's like Delia said, he's the selfish man. He doesn't give a shit about
shit.
He doesn't give a shit about Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I don't care about your life. You lived it. I'm gonna go live
this
mine.
is my fucking
you.
life.
Yeah,
And it's like you literally are about to do the same fucking thing.
Like,
and all this stuff, and he doesn't see anything, right? He's blind, and then he finally realizes it. Of course, the narration doesn't really need to be there, but just the shot in general, it's a very nice medium.
It's very
it's
smooth,
like a medium angle shot.
Yeah,
the way he just flips it around.
When he flips it,
exactly.
it's really slick.
Very,
No music, just sound, gun moving.
So good.
And eyes with Emily Blunt, of course.
Yeah. Honestly, that entire thing where like Sid's about to fuck it up, right? Like he
Yeah.
literally levels that field, and then his mom's able to bring him down. I thought that spoke a lot too, because I was like, you know what?
It's almost a parenting movie.
Yeah, it is. It is almost.
Got a parenting undertone. Ryan, what's going on at home?
Yeah, seriously.
Ryan Johnson, what's going on at home?
There, yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's a big. It's not. I guess it's a shocker, but it's not a shocker because he's leading up to that realization, and you're leading up to it as an audience.
Yeah.
It would have just been really cool if, like we said when we at the beginning, was if it just flashed through these things of Sid growing up and being evil really fast, faster than what it showed. Like I'm talking like seconds, where your brain can just comprehend that.
Right.
And then you're like, oh fuck, like
Or
Sid's
even
gonna
just
be
shots
bad.
or even just shots of blood.
Yeah, and like you're like Sid's gonna be bad,
Yeah,
and then
it
he
just
flips
ends on
it.
him on the train.
Because then you're like, oh, that was JGL's brain going through the
realization.
and then he just kills himself. It would have been more shocking that way. The narration kind of leads it away. You're like,
takes away the moment.
He's gonna kill himself.
Yeah.
I saw a kid going down a path.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like, he's gonna fucking end it all
Yeah.
right here. But it's still a really cool shot. So that's my favorite. Yeah,
That's
great segment. Nicole thought of that segment, guys. Let us know. Did you enjoy that segment? I did. I think it's really small, but it's really cool.
I think it's kind of mentioned, like most of the times the guests that'll come on will be like, oh yeah, like they'll sort of like hint at what their favorite, but it's like we're obviously talking about a movie for a specific reason. What's that reason? Why? What makes you love it?
Yeah.
And it makes you think as a viewer, like, that's a really good point. Like, why is this like one of my favorite films? What about it? What happens? And so
what shots? Live
feedback.
So really awesome segment, Nicole.
Thank you.
Yeah,
she brought it up a while ago, and when I texted her, I was like, "Why aren't we doing this?"
We honestly kind of forgot about it, and we were like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
But let us know, guys, if you're watching on YouTube below, or if you follow us on social media. Let us know if you enjoy that and what your favorite shot was.
Yeah, slide into those DMs, man.
So I can go on. I can go on the YouTubes and rewatch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Favorite thing. You never pick it up until someone says it.
Right.
Really, you're like, I mean, like this one is like such a big moment with Sid, but like there's things where other movies where we've had guests and they mention it. I'm like, I never thought about that in that light. So I think it's
you
a really cool
different.
segment. Yeah,
so that's good.
Perspective is huge. Delia?
Well, we gotta do shots.
Well, yeah, we gotta do shots. So favorite shots, and then like
no, the shots. It's confusing.
Oh my god.
No, we've had a few beers.
Guys, get me off the show.
It's okay. Yeah.
You're fired.
Can you
and
bring
I'm
him in?
Yeah.
Jerry, come on.
Get me out of here.
Drag him out.
Let's do the shots then. Yeah.
Shots. Okay.
Shots counter.
Yeah. So our rating system.
Right.
Completely our own. 0 to 5.
Mine's probably half a shot.
Okay. I thought you were gonna go
nice.
0.
Yeah. No. Nice. I mean, there's like some parts, that I've been like, I would say that if I didn't have feedback on it, like with a better idea, then I would, but I feel like there could have been a few things done better. So yeah, half a shot.
Okay.
But it'd be like Everclear.
Nicole?
Half a shot of Everclear.
It's just nothing. Like,
yeah.
I give it a 1, but talking with you guys kind of makes me see it in a new way. But no, I give it a 1. Yeah. It's like, I think I really wanted a clear-cut villain, and the Rainmakers could have been such a great, like, oh shit, this is what our future is.
Yeah.
I think Time was the real villain.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah. Choices.
Your future self.
Your moral compass of like.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I guess you could say it struggles with, but there's a lot of things that it brings up.
They should have expanded more.
Yeah,
so that's why
it's kind of hard. It's a big task, I think, writing wise. Rian Johnson, I think he does a great job.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay.
This beats Last Jedi for me.
Of course, yeah.
I'll give it that. But I'm gonna say 1 shot as well. I think it's fun to watch. It makes logical sense in terms of time travel. Like to me, and Avengers doesn't really Avengers kind of blends weird shit together.
There's loopholes. For
sure.
There's
a lot of loopholes, and this kind of like you're a loop. It's a loop.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
They're very open about the looping.
So I buy it. I buy the future, and I buy the vibe of it, and I love the cast. I think
the cast is great.
And no one really acts like they are the best. That's what I love about it. Like the direction that Rian Johnson gave them is really good. They're not over the top. They seem like they're part of this world.
Well, it's a cast that you would think
it's believable.
But you don't really see them together.
Yeah, you don't see Bruce Willis and JGL ever.
Yeah, it's like what?
Daniels?
Yeah,
and
then Emily Blunt's like
there's a lot of cultures like going into that.
Yeah, and like they're different types of movies and everything.
Yeah, so they did a really good job at bringing it all together and making it believable.
So direction wise is amazing. I think
it's a testament to him. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Not get enough credit.
Props, Ryan. Yeah. Cheers.
Give it
but fuck Last Jedi.
Sam will be on that forever time.
Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there
soon.
About it. But
can't wait.
Other than that, 1 shot. I think it's a great watch. If you guys made it this far and you haven't seen it, fucking go on Crackle.
What are you fucking doing? Just rent it. It's $3.99 on Amazon Prime.
Come on,
it's worth it.
Yeah, you get the 4K, $8.99. Yeah. Get the 4K.
Don't.
Crackle,
work on it.
I watched on Crackle. I'm broke as a joke. So if you want to do that, then I mean you can. But other than that, Delia, thanks so much.
Thank
you. It was great seeing you.
This was a good talk.
I know. And now we're gonna have to do like Revenant or like.
Oh my God, that was on the list.
Well, I know you guys. I was listening to Logan Lucky. I cheated.
That's right.
You're right.
I haven't seen it, so we do need to. I need to see the opening 2 minutes. Apparently,
yeah, it's
best scene in the scene all time.
It's pretty.
Sam's top 5. Top 5 always.
No, that's all Chris Nolan slots. But. We'll have you on soon again because
I'm going to be right here at the door just knocking every day. Can I come in?
Now you know where now you know where to go.
Yeah, now she knows where it's at in our schedule.
Exactly. Breaking down the doors.
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you are on social media, follow Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at The Film Crawl. Or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe, and you can go follow Delia. What is it's Delia.
I have no idea. I think it's April Ham Lincoln.
It's April Ham Lincoln.
That's your Twitter.
Okay. No, that's her Instagram too.
No, it's not. My Instagram is Delia Elaine. Delia period Elaine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I've got a lot.
She follows us, so if you just go to our followers,
I'm usually the one who I'm usually the one who like comments first or like likes first.
Yeah, she's liking and following, commenting on
her and Maddie Boom, man. Our only fan. No, we got lots of fans. We love you.
And thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday. We don't have an announcement.
We do.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, we do? Fuck this movie, dude.
Wow. It could change.
Well, I really want to. Should we announce? If we announce, we got to do.
No, we don't. I'm saying if it could change. So maybe
it's commitment. We got to do it.
Well, I want to watch it.
All right, we're doing.
It's called MI5.
MI5.
Harrington?
She knows it. She knows it.
I watched the first 30 minutes. I was like, fuck this shit. Is it bad?
Okay, wait. Let's not do it.
Never mind. We're not doing MI5.
No, we're not doing that. We'll get back to you.
Follow us so you can see what we're doing.
I'm watching it. I don't care. But we'll do another
Nicole
movie.
just wants to watch Jon Snow. That's basically
it.
So we should just do a Game of Thrones episode at this rate. But
Patreon.
But thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys next Tuesday. And have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.